Welcome to my Teacher Toolkit presentation. This is Timothy Matt. The first teacher tool I want to go over is the Google Drive. The Google Drive really allows the teacher to connect with the students as well as the parents. The Google Drive, you can assign homework. You can also have students turn things in there. You can put all of your notes, files, newsletters, anything you want the students to have access to. You can do that. This also allows the parents to kind of see what's going on, and you won't get that excuse of, oh, I left my assignment at home, because through the Google Drive you can access it anywhere that you have internet connection. On here there's a video explaining on why you should set up a Google Drive. It's a very short 1-minute film just explaining the benefits of it, basically going over what I already said. And it's all about, again, how you can connect with the students as well as the parents. The link to the left is how to actually do it. Not all schools have a tech team that will set this up for you. I know our school didn't. Setting up a classroom Google Drive is something that I had to do on my own and figure out how I do on my own. So this is just a very simple how-to, step-by-step lesson on how to set up a Google Drive. Alright, the next one is following the trend of gamification, specifically the game Math Prodigy. I know I've kind of already talked about Math Prodigy in an earlier assignment, but it really is an assignment that the students really get into, a game the students really get into. I got my students set up on their account last Friday, and I looked in to see how many students have logged in and played the game over the weekend, and I had 17 out of my 25 students already played this game throughout the weekend, and some of them played it a significant amount. The game is based on, you can choose the curriculum you want, so they have the Common Core. It goes from grades 1 to grades 8. And you can also go in and click which standards you want specifically. So you can go in, if you're working on like operations and numbers, you can actually set that. I personally haven't done that. I just let the students go in right now, but it's all 4th grade Common Core for my students right now, and they really do definitely enjoy it. Over here there's a link to why we should use gamification in our schools. Basic sum up of it is, kids that are constantly on video games, their attention is much shorter than what they claimed it used to be here, but using games and fun things like that really keeps their attention longer. Alright, next, using tablets and Chromebooks as tools, basically a bring your own device. When you go one-to-one here, my classroom is not a bring your own device. We use Chromebooks, but there is a lot of like talk back and forth on, oh, well, should we allow the students to bring their Chromebooks home? All the parents constantly ask, well, that's great that they have these Google Drives that they can get the assignments on, but they don't really have a workstation where they can get their work done. So they're always asking, well, can we bring these devices home? Well, we can't, because there's a lot of liability, especially with the cost of each Chromebook. So they've been arguing about whether or not we should do a whole bring your own device. The only problem would be it would have to be some sort of Google device, so either a tablet or a Chromebook. The only problem would be iPads wouldn't be compatible, so if that's what the students have, it wouldn't work out here. But this short video here is 10 ways on students can benefit from bringing your own device, and basically it just goes over how you can connect multiple devices with each other, so their phone, their tablet, their computer, and they could basically access things from anywhere. It doesn't just have to be in the classroom or at home. They could be driving in a car to their sport practice or something along the lines of that, and they can look things up on their phone or their tablets. And then on the right there is a link to an article about, again, just the benefits of bringing your own device. And that one kind of touches more about, like, the liability factor, and even how having them bring their own device is cheaper for the schools. And since schools are constantly wanting to go cheap, this bring your own device can kind of help with that kind of idea. Next is Google Apps for Education. This is extremely beneficial for students who are using Chromebooks or any other Google devices. It really helps support the teacher in their learning, or it supports the teachers in their teaching to the students, and supports the learning for the students. Again, just like the whole bring your own device, these apps can be activated from any type of device. Specifically, I use them for Chromebooks. I use a bunch of different apps for education. I've gone to a couple trainings to get some more. A few that I've used this year already is WeVideo. They can make their own videos. typing club, 4th grade. There's a lot of pressure on them to learn how to type, especially with the new park, on how a lot of it is typing. They have their essay parts. It's not written anymore, so they need to make sure they do it. Huda Math and Math Invaders, just some fun math games. Math Invaders is based on math fluency. Instead of doing flashcards, they have to quickly type in answers to blow up the aliens that are coming after them, and they enjoy that. News ELA is just a nice site. It has current events, and the articles are leveled by their Lexile level. Pitco is just a fun activity that I'll do if I have time, where they can like design pictures. And then Dojo Classroom is actually a behaviorment system, whereas when I'm sitting at my computer, I can monitor all their screens, and when I see a student doing well, I can click on their little character. It's a dojo character, and it pops up on their screen saying like, oh, great job. Just a way of kind of rewarding the students who are doing good and just kind of acknowledging them here. On the bottom there is a link to the Google Chrome store. That's where all of these apps can be found. The last teacher tool that I'm going to go over here is virtual science labs. We try to make science as hands-on as possible, but with limited resources, it's really hard to come in. For instance, one of the units that I do is energy, and we talk a lot about heats and different items like that. But I can't bring in fire into a 4th grade classroom, so it's nice to have virtual labs where they can go through it and still get that hands-on experience. But instead of just actually using their hands-on, they're using controllers and clicking, but they have to solve the different things on themselves, and it's completely safe. I mean, obviously, if you mess up a science experiment in real life, there could be negative effects, maybe not in 4th grade, but when you get to the upper levels, it could cause issues. But here, if you mess up in a virtual lab, well, you're completely safe from it. So this link right here gives 112 different virtual labs spanning a whole bunch of different units. And again, it's just interactive for the students to use. I created a lesson plan for the Math Prodigy. Again, like I was saying, using Math Prodigy, you can adjust the level or the standard that you want to be done. So if I was teaching a lesson just out of our textbook, and we actually use a virtual textbook that the students can follow along and work on on their Chromebooks, and let's say I was trying to just do place, value, whole digits. So the first 3 standards of math is just the very basic. That's kind of where we're at right now. Using this, I can have them sign on to Math Prodigy, and then I can only assign those 3 math contents. So let's say I set that, and then they play for 20 minutes. I can see which characters progressed within the last 20 minutes, and that shows me which students are understanding the concepts and which students may need a little help. The link there is just to a full link to the full lesson plan, and then these are just a couple pages of sources, and that is my Teacher Toolkit presentation.